He was issued the uniform, badge, gave him the gun in the holster, and he said, "Go get him, kid." That was all the training he got.
Prior to and up through the American Revolutionary War, the predominant firearm was the musket or long rifle. It was a hunting tool, a tool of survival, and the tool of the Revolution. There was virtually no training provided in its use because it was assumed you knew how to use it. When the early flintlock pistols were developed, again, use implied ability, so no training was needed. In the earliest years of American law enforcement, there was no handgun training because officers didn't carry handguns, at least not officially. It wasn't until the horse-mounted irregulars of the Civil War made the percussion revolver their weapon of choice that the handgun gained any kind of notoriety at all. The pistol took on a life of its own with the glory days of the Wild West, when the pistol-toting gunman with the lightning-fast draw thrilled readers of dime novels the world over. Still, the men who made the handgun famous didn't have any formal training. They were self-taught. Even when the Baltimore Police Department issued its officers the .31 caliber Colt pocket pistol in 1857, it didn't give any training in its use.
At the time when guns were first issued, they were just issued, same kind of thing, go get them, kid. Okay? And we think that that's outrageous now, but this was just happening a few decades ago. A lot of people look at a handgun, unfortunately, and they think, you load it, fire it, that's all you need to know. What else is there to know?
That was an attitude that continued in this country for decades, until 1895, when a revolutionary thinker named Teddy Roosevelt became a commissioner of the New York City Police Department.
Roosevelt notices at the time, he takes note that there are a lot of his officers are involved in situations with their guns where they're shooting themselves, they're having unintentional discharges, negligent discharges, their gunfight, when they get into gunfights, their performance was abysmal. And Roosevelt looks at it and sees that there's absolutely no training going on. So Roosevelt decides to institute the first formalized police firearms training in 1895. Because when you look at it, in essence, what it actually was, all he had them do was they fired some familiarization rounds, very few rounds. They did a lot of dry firing. He had them work with the guns a little bit, but they did next to nothing with the guns, right? But when you look at it, from where they were to where he took them, it was a huge stride. You know, even we look at it nowadays, we see it's not even minimal, it's below minimal need. But it was a huge stride because he broke that mold. He started to recognize, he recognized that there was some type of training needed for the firearms.